This is Morris Reese.
Got this microphone. Hello, hi Cafe Diem. How are y'all? Are y'all good? Cool. Oh man, I was talking to my friend Kendall the other day, and she was like, Morris, you're not very empathetic to other people and their problems. And I was like, I'm sorry you lost the baby, but you look great. No, what we actually were talking about, I was hanging out in my room, I was hanging out with my girlfriend in my room, and because I have one of those and she's very nice. And I was like, I gotta go poop, so I got up to go poop. And she was like, wait, I have to go pee first. And then she darted in front of me, which is a shitty thing to do, but then she slipped and fell, and she fucked her knee up. And she started crying, which was horrible. And I picked her up. I had to be a boyfriend for a second. So I picked her up and I like put her on the couch, and she was like sobbing. But what makes me feel like I actually might be a bad person is while she was crying and like telling me how bad her knee hurt, I kept farting just a little bit at a time because I still had to poop. And it's like, your bodily injuries don't stop my bodily functions. Bitch. No, it doesn't. I was at a show the other night, and it was a hip hop show, and there were a lot of black people there, and the DJ, he was like, everybody make some noise. And I realized that that's what black people are best at. Black people are loud. So yeah, I don't know. I guess if black people ruined the last Harry Potter movie for a theater full of people, maybe we've just been conditioned this entire. But I do like hip hop music, but I'm always really far behind. I'm not very cool. Like I recently just saw the video for Nicki Minaj's song "Bees in the Trap," which thank you. I don't know. Thank Nicki Minaj, I guess. I didn't make that song. But I just saw that video for her song "Bees in the Trap" recently, which actually cleared up a lot of confusion for me because I had always assumed that someone who wore like that little of clothing would want nothing to do with the profession of beekeeping at all. That's not about beekeeping. You're silly. That is a bee joke. That joke only makes like part sense though because I don't think that bee traps are a thing. Like I don't think that bee traps exist to buy. Like if if you have a bee problem, it's funny to me that the solution is to just walk away. Like if you called your friend, like if you were in the kitchen and you called your friend and you were like, hey man, there's a beehive in my backyard, and your friend would be like, oh my god, like where are you? And you'd be like, I'm in the kitchen and it's in the backyard. Your friend would be like, stay there. No. I was walking down the street the other day. I saw this, there was like a huge black man and he was walking towards me, like directly towards me, and he was in a very tight t-shirt. He was intimidating because I don't fight people. And he had this really small shirt and it said, got braces? And now I realize that he was saying, if you get in my face, I'll fucking punch you so hard, you'll have to go to the dentist. But at the time I was like, good on you, because there's not very many black orthodontists. I used to work with this guy, and he was like, he was kind of weird. And one day he came up to me and he was like, "Hey man, I put earwax in Karen's coffee." And I was like, "What? That's fucking horrible. Like, why would you do that? That's disgusting." And he was like, "Well, I was talking to our boss earlier, and Karen came in and she interrupted us." And I was like, that's not an appropriate reaction to her previous action at all. And further, that's not an appropriate action to any actions. In fact, the only action to which that would be an appropriate reaction to would be if you were looking over Karen's shoulder earlier and you saw her typing up an email in secret that said, "Hey man, I really like it when people put earwax in my coffee." And that's like, that in general, that's not a world I want to live in, where people react that quickly to fucking indiscretions. Like, I don't want to live in a world where I walk into an office and someone is hooting on my lunch sandwich because I had an off day. Well, that's not, I don't want that. Anyway, I think that's my time. So, thank you guys.
That was Morris Reese. We're excited to have our next performer. It's a Hollywood A-lister. This is Will Smith.
Oh, jeez.
Par for the course, everybody's dropped their notes tonight. Shit. Holler means hollow. Anyone else get that from that set a while ago? From Kentucky? I just got that. I don't know. It's been a pretty shit fart heavy night, so I'm sorry to disappoint everybody. So I just got out of a pretty serious relationship, like 5 years serious. And hey, better reaction than the girl from Indiana. Sorry, Indiana. But bad timing on my part. I mean, it's bad timing, especially considering I bear a mild resemblance to a guy who just shot up a Batman theater. Oh, you don't want to go to dinner and a movie? Oh, fuck me. Oh, that's off the table too? Okay. Excellent. Yeah. So I could tell, you can tell I'm recently single because I got really excited when Kat dropped her notes at the beginning of the night. Sorry, Kat, wherever you are. Is she around? I don't know. Oh my God, she's pooping! It's a shit heavy night. I don't know. But yeah, I had to kind of like get away for a while, so I went and revisited my hometown because there's nothing better. There you go. Awesome. So I decided to kind of like reconnect with my roots because there's no better ego boost than going back to your hometown, especially when your hometown's this shithole town called Horseheads, New York. It's about 30 minutes outside of Ithaca. No one's ever heard of it. But honestly, I was wandering through the mall, if that tells you that's the only thing to do, and you could just see it in their eyes, these just like fat, sad people with like their 8 kids, and like you can see the glimmer in the back of the guy's eye, and he's like, you know what? Chris Benoit was kind of onto something. Wrestling crowd, I got him! So I spent a few days up there, and I got to thinking, and I realized that like, any relationship is a whole lot like that internet radio site Pandora. You start a new relationship. Pandora, basically, you insert a song or an artist or whatever, and it kind of comes up with new stuff that you might like, and you can give it thumbs up or thumbs down, and it kind of generates interest. You know, it's like this is stuff you might like. Hey, and it's like any relationship, you develop similarities and stuff like that. And if you ever have a disagreement, you just give a little thumbs down, just forward past it. It's no big deal. But if you do it too often or too frequently, you have to deal with at least like 3 hours of bullshit. Yeah, it's mildly funny. But I went kind of fast on that one. Oh my god. But yeah, Pandora also has like selective hearing, like a lot of women do. Like they hinge on to like one thing you said that's not all that important, but they kind of like ignore the shit that is important. Like this one time on Pandora, I accidentally thumbs up a Wilco song. Yeah, only guy in Virginia who doesn't like Wilco. So I accidentally, gave Wilco song a thumbs up, and immediately, entire catalogs of Wilco songs. Holy shit, you're gonna love this. No, I won't. I gave a Beatles song a thumbs up, and all I get is Sgt. Pepper every 2 days. What's up with that shit? Ugh. It just goes to show that Pandora's box, just like any other vagina, is just full of Wilco songs. So I'm about to turn 32, and naturally I'm a huge fan of NPR. There you go. And NPR's actually got a really awesome website. You can actually listen to like new albums before they come out, like the whole thing, and stream it, and it's really awesome. But occasionally they've got something that kind of throws it off, because normally it's like pretty indie. It's like, oh yeah, I'll listen to the new Animal Collective and pretend that all my dreams haven't flushed down the toilet. But you're kind of like rolling through and you're like, oh, what? They were streaming the new Toby Keith record. But then I just got to thinking that's probably for the people that might mistake NPR for the National Rifle Association. Speaking of the National Rifle Association, I was behind a truck the other week that had a bumper sticker that said, "Guns save lives." It's topical. Yeah. Olympics, Chick-fil-A, Batman shooting. Anyway, guns save lives. Over 2.5 million defensive uses per year. That seemed a little odd to me, so I did the math. That's just under 7,000 defensive uses per day. What are we doing with our bullets? Are we like celebrating an authentic Cinco de Mayo? Like, we're trying to levitate like Yosemite Sam? Is that racist? Because Speedy Gonzalez is racist now. You gotta be careful. Maybe it's just the definition of the term defensive. It's like some guy in like Omaha, Nebraska. Is like, well, I tried to defend my property when the guy was trying to steal my flat screen TV. But it turned out my 4-year-old son just had to go to the bathroom. It's okay, I just clipped him in the leg. He's got those little cute braces like Forrest Gump. I'm counting on the fact he'll be chased by some hooligans when he's 10 and they'll just fall right off. It's fantastic. I'm really glad a Forrest Gump reference still works in 2012. You guys have been awesome. Thank you, Richmond. I put this back for you. All right. No turn off again?
I was about to say Will Smith is very considerate, and he fucked with my microphone. This is Brandon Reilly. Hey guys, how's it going? I like how all the comics come up here with like little slips of paper, like tucked in their back and shit, and I come up here with like my fucking manifesto. My name is Brandon Reilly. Reilly is an Irish surname. which basically means that I'm an enthusiastic and unapologetic drinker. My therapist would tell you that it's because I never knew my father. I'm here to set the record straight. It's because I like to fucking party, you guys. Woo! Yeah! Alright, I screamed into the microphone and made everybody uncomfortable. Here's a little joke. Two Irishmen and a black guy arrive at the pearly gates. Just kidding, there is no God. Against the wishes of the Humane Society, I'm a pet owner. I have a little white Chihuahua named Millie. She's super fat. She looks like a miniature polar bear, a miniature one. And I also have a handsome min pin named Moose who looks strikingly like Nelson Mandela. Sometimes when they play it, it kind of looks like Nelson Mandela is wrestling a polar bear. Sometimes Moose will hunt Millie, so if you ever wanted to see Nelson Mandela fuck a polar bear, alright. I'm very unique in that I really like music. One of my favorite songs right now is that one in which Kanye West and Jay-Z claim to ball so hard. They ball so hard. But to me, ball so hard sounds like Mr. Miyagi complaining about his wooden testicle. Why does ball so hard? This one regular. This ball so hard. Okay, that's my ball so hard joke. I think it's high time we set up a complicated series of traps and snares to once and for all catch that little son of a bitch, Jason Mraz. You know, guy. You know, that free little hat. He's like just walking along like scuba-da-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo, scuba-da-zip, got him. We don't have to deal with that guy anymore, you know? Remember that song by Sheryl Crow that made me murder all those people in that post office one time? What was the name of that song? It's gonna drive me crazy. Oh, no, it's not. It's just a straight line towards death. Ever since I was a little black girl, it's been my dream to open up a hair salon called I'm a Cut-A Bitch. That would be pretty cool. That would be a fun time. Going back here to my notes. Oh, Fred Willard. Do you guys hear about this? Fred Willard was he's a comedic actor. He was arrested for masturbating in a pornographic theater. Yeah, well, you know. Pee Wee Herman was the host of a children's television show. You know, Fred Willard's just an old man jerking off in a porn theater. A porn theater is a jerk-off safe zone. It's a jerk-off safe zone. If they're jerking off, I'm jerking off. It's not like somebody's like walking in like with a big tub of popcorn and a giant bucket of soda saying like, oh, I've been really looking forward to Christopher Swollen's Dark Meat Rises for a long time. I can't wait to see this great movie and then look over and see, oh, Fred Willard ruined my experience. But my favorite thing that came out of that whole thing was all these comedians and actors saying, they took to Twitter and Facebook and they were like, Fred Willard can masturbate wherever he wants. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Fred Willard. But he can't masturbate wherever he wants, you know. All right, well,
Where's that guy with the phone and the light? But that very same day, oh, there he is. But that very same day, I read a story that didn't get much headlines at all about a priest who was masturbating in a windowless van by a playground. And I think I know why nobody was talking about that. Because my problem is, you're a priest masturbating in a windowless van by a playground. Really? That's your angle? Come on. I mean, maybe if you like flew in on a homemade jetpack, landed on top of the twisty slide with his pants already down, then he'd get some points for originality. What happened to artistry, everybody? I guess that's my time. Whatever. I'll see you later. I'm Brandon. Thank you. You guys are very, very kind. This guy's coming back right now.
That was Brandon Reilly.